Welcome back. So where we last left off, we jumped on the well inside the tavern in order to talk to the hag. And it turns out the hag was also at the tea shop, according to the dead elf. And we found a skull over here that we can talk to. So I'm going to use Speak with Dead. I need to use a dream patch here. Should be able to talk with him. Goblin, very old. Okay, here we go. Speak with Dead. The goblin skull. You finish casting the spell. The skull begins to rattle. The jaw twitches, opens, closes. A dry, rasping breath that isn't breath. It is ready. The voice is thin, fragile, like wind through dead leaves. Plants and Sneal. Sure, don't look at me. That's the old tongue. Can you speak Demonorian? A pause. The skull tilts slightly. Can I use comprehend language with this? I speak the tongue of the Slayer. The word drips with old bitterness. Okay, so we have one question so far. Two. What were you doing down here? Escaping. The city above. The temples. The destruction. He spits the last word, or tries to. No, spit left. They take our names, our tongue, our gods. I refuse to go to their schools. I will flee into the undercoast path. What happened to your people? The skull is still, very still. The great slaughter. Your histories do not speak of it, but we remember. We always remember. Do you know the way to the undercoast path? Yes, I knew the way. Past the Hall of Fire, the trapped corridor. There's a hidden door in the wall beyond. Press the third stone from the floor on the left side. It opens up to the deep paths. Okay, so we already did all that. That was a dumb question for me to ask. What is your name? In your tongue, Shadow's Son. A name from before the integration, when goblins still had their own names. The skull's jaw stiffens, the false life fade. Sneal stands beside you with a dark expression. Yeah. That's about what I imagined. Does it bother you? Maybe. Hard not to. It's not important right now. Shadowy, foul arms. Claws dressed in shadows. You find yourself standing between the legs of this strange wooden hut. They move, the long razor-sharp claws tapping the stone. Their surface nothing but darkness for some foul spell. They do not appear to react to your presence too much. However, this magical artifact is surely aware. You can't talk, I assume. No reply. Hey there, Claw. It does not respond. Anything I can do for you? Doesn't seem to be. Sneal, you think we should do something with this? The goblin looks at you, then to the esoteric shadow. No. I would prefer not to be pierced by the thing. It doesn't have to be violent. But somehow, in some indescribable way, I have a feeling it will. Oh, we pet everything. You have to pet it. You give the right leg a few pats, and it doesn't seem to react in any meaningful way. Guess so. Go. Lisa's freelance haggery and divinations. Oh, kitty. Oh, it's Sir Tribon. Up on the bookshelf, or Tribon. Up on the bookshelf, nestled between dusty tomes and jars of questionable origin, sits a familiar black cat. Lisa, youngest Hag. Hag stirs her cauldron nearby, humming something off-key. Is that your cat? What? Oh, him? She waves her spoon dismissively, splattering something green on the floor. He's not mine. I'm his, according to him, anyways. The cat's ear twitches in acknowledgement. Place your palm in front of your face and whisper. Everything is words. The familiar shift occurs. Suddenly the cat's micro-expressions become readable. Sure Tribon's ears flicks towards you. Hello again, Sir Tribon. Ah, the brute who learned to speak does so again. He stretches, claws extending briefly into the spine of an ancient book. You found my dwelling. How persistent of you. Sorry, had to pause there in the middle of that. Got a phone call. Back now, though. You found my dwelling. How persistent of you. Oh, I had to see the legendary Sir Tribon and his natural habitat. Natural habitat. As if some beast to be observed. Well, since you've invaded my home, he yawns, showing off an impressive array of tiny fangs. I suppose I should be a gracious host. Any wisdom for a weary traveler? Yes. He flexes his dark eyes. Never trust a dog. Profound. They are idiots. Every single one. I see. You do. Finally. Let's see if he knows anything about the city. Sir Tribon, surely a creature of your wisdom knows secrets of this city that we brutes have forgotten. The cat's eyes narrows. Flattery. Obvious flattery. A pause, but not inaccurate. He shifts on the bookshelf, settling into a storytelling posture. This should be good. There is something the stray speaks of. A tale passed down through generations of Tolsted's superior residents. He means cats. The white man's secret. He appreciates your respect. Long ago, before the city forgot its origins, the white man built a shrine. A statue of a great cat. A proper cat. Not one of those overgrown lion brutes. He seems to take personal offense at lion folk. It stands still, half ruined, up in the Garanda city. On the slope leading up from here, where the wealthy brutes pretend they're better than the rest. Cat statue? Yes, a sacred monument to feline excellence. The strays say. He pauses for dramatic effects. Cats are natural storytellers. That if a hero were to stand before the statue, wearing both the blade of White Mane and the shield of White Mane, united, and then pray to the feline goddess at any point after midnight, a blessing would be received. White Mane blade and the White Mane shield, both, after midnight. In esoteric terms, that means between midnight and dawn. El Compon del Ojo Rojo, the cat purrs. Whatever analogy holds about cat speech, it is not entirely correct. What kind of blessing? How should I know? I am a cat, not a champion. The strays speak of it in reverent tones. That is all I can tell you. Now I have shared enough. Do with this knowledge what you will. He yawns again, longer this time. Do not expect such generosity again. Lisa glances up. He's been meowing a lot. You two having a good chat? What do you think of Lisa? The witch? She is loud. She smells of herbs. She talks to herself. But she has never tried to put me in a costume. So, she is tolerable. What do you do all day? I observe. Contemplate. A nap. The life of a philosopher is not one you brutes would understand. He licks his paw with dignity. He is a cat. He sleeps and eats. Have you remembered anything else about the fire? No, and I do not wish to. That night disturbed my sleep for weeks. He shudders, fur bristling slightly. Thank you. Do not make a habit of this. Okay, cool. Tiny skulls without mouths. Oh, we can just take these? Cool. I won't say no. Let us behold Lisa. Whoa, 21. Hell yeah. Faye, birthed through the evil means of esoteric reproduction. This is a hag. A hagman, in fact. Not quite so horrible and foul as a true hag. But that is not always a betterment. If anything, they might even end up in more positions of power due to their nature not being so completely evil. This one has lived a wild life. You can see it in her eyes, the years spent in service, the dreams of the greater life, the bodies left in her wake. This hagling has nothing but a desperate love for life and freedom at this point. Let her have it. She is afraid, deathly afraid, scared her new life is being ruined by circumstance. She hides it well, but you know it. She would destroy you if she had to protect her freelancing career. Good to know. The scent of something acidic hits you when the girl tosses cuts of red fruit into the cauldron. Those fruits, there's some type of mutated lingonberry, massive and juicy. Hey, reach me in the thistle, will you? She points towards a bowl on your left, up on the shelf. It has purple flowers. Hand her the bowl. Thanks. I'm Lisa, by the way, she says while dumping the flowers in the stew. Freelance hag and service diviner. I'd normally ask you if you'd wish for a glimpse into the unknown future and fortune of thyself. Well, I won't be against a quick divining or two. How very cool. You're the one who stumbled into my very much secret little hiding hole here. The goblin leans in, hissing out, it's a hag. Cleric, careful. Let me just finish up the brews. Been working on this for hours. The hag keeps stirring her giant wooden spoon in the cauldron's goop. Though, I've got to ask, how did you get down here anyhow? You're a hag, are you supposed to know that stuff like that? Jeez, I'm not a walking god. There are only 2 real entrances to this place, and you sure as shit didn't break down the one in the front. I would have heard that. That's a secret. How mysterious. She scoffs and nods her head towards the goblin. Your friend here, halfways? Yep. But you can guess why we're here. I can indeed. She lets out a cackling laugh. She turns back to you. But you're some type of cleric, right? Yes, I'm the cleric. Remember it. She rolls her eyes. Will do, General. The tea shop. What do you know? Oh, cool. I wasn't expecting to get more things for being the cleric, but I guess we're just going to keep going. She stops stirring. Taking a deep breath, she then glares at you. First of all, I am not responsible. I don't have the power to cast a spell of that caliber, not even close. As a hag and a diviner, she could very well have access to higher tier spells. I think you could, Lisa. You could cast Fireball, couldn't you? She scoffs, giving you an incredulous look. Then she averts her eyes, her gaze slowly enough for it to look comedic. She is withholding information. I do not use Fireball. But you could. I could. And I have in the past, but I purposely do not carry Fireball with me, since it is completely useless for my purposes, including self-defense. Okay, I believe you. She takes a deep breath. Thank you. But you're a very strange person to trust a hag, even one with such wonderful puppy dog eyes like myself. Like it? You are truly weird. Tell me about the necklace of Fireball. Her eyes go wide. The one used in the tea shop. Holy shit, she mouths and starts looking around. Are you shitting me? About what? That's insane. The explosion. You knew it was caused by an OF? She frowns. No. But it doesn't take a hag to figure it out, clearly. That type of magic can be unstable, shared, but if it exploded, someone must have detonated it on purpose. Something bad must have happened there. In there. Something bad. So you think someone intentionally exploded an NOF in the tea shop? She nods. Yes, someone must have had a goal in mind. She turns away and mumbles. Where did you even find an NOF? Why was it even in Norvik? I'm sorry, I don't have any good answers. We need to talk about the elf. She freezes. Her eyes are stuck on the cauldron. She does not lift her gaze. After a few seconds, she opens her mouth, whispering, so she is... I'm sorry, but yes. She doesn't say anything. Still gives you a solemn look, before mustering up the courage to say something in silence. She didn't suffer. How did you know the elf? Penja knows everyone. She quickly closes her mouth, a flood of emotions. She knew everyone. A twinge of pain in her heart. She was a conduit. Between party lines, the Asgard's liked her, the Free Stratus had deals with her, the city she was part of the outreach. An Ilum ambassador, basically, so obviously she had word within the government as well. I knew her, like most. Met her at a gig. Was guarding the daughter of a magistrate, some blonde brat. Now Pinja, she could talk to anyone, and she did, so I was no exception. She was a friend, a good friend, just a good person in general, at least at first. At first, she became an information broker, essentially, meaning she sold out friends left and right, including me. The Asgals released an entire series of articles about Hag recruitment and illicit esoteric crimes and reads. Some of it bullshit, some of it very, very true. That almost ruined my career. Mainly because I was quoted in the article, directly, anonymously, but that doesn't mean much. When the Free Striders know everything happened behind the scenes. She bled me, like a handing out to get dried, royally. That's shitty. You don't backstab friends like that. Not if you want to keep your friends around. She made a lot of enemies that way, Pinja did, including you. The Hague gives you a wicked eye. Yes. I was going to chew her out in that tea shop at that meeting, which is why I accepted the gig to begin with, but she goes quiet. I was hoping she got away. If you hadn't been late, things would have been different. Don't you think I know that? Lisa glanced at a pouch on the table. I read the bones the night before. It spoke of dread and doom for those around me. Another reason why I'm secluding myself. For now. Tell me about Mr. Drummer's little smuggling operation. What do you think I know? You're a diviner. Right. She lets out a short laugh. Drummer is an idiot. He wanted extra cash and had a hidden room that the city and goblins didn't know about. That's what I'm assuming, at least, she says, and gives Sneal a glance. Nah, you're right. They went under our noses. Big noses. The Free Stratus stored contraband with him. Some under-the-table stuff. Nothing too serious. They would not trust him with anything too serious. Like a necklace of fireballs. Yeah, like that. Why not? Have you met the guy? But he could have facilitated the situation with the tea shop. Drummer did not blow up the tea shop. He might be dumb, but he's not the type to do something like that. Not on purpose, at least. Then who did? A great question. I've been trying to figure it out myself. But the strings only speak of doom and gloom around me, no matter how I search. No mention of illicit fireballing wizards running around, sadly. Tell me what you know, Lisa. She nods. It's not much, I promise. A promise which her soul does not keep. The goblin gives her a tired groan. Talk. I do a lot of different jobs for the Free Stratus. This one wasn't special. At noon, the Tolstoy tea shop. I don't remember its name. Nobody uses the name. I was supposed to be there to barter for an artifact with one of the city contacts. The elf? Yes, I was supposed to be there. But look, I know how suspicious this sounds, but you have to believe me. Why weren't you there? I was late, she grimaces. You're right. That is a bad excuse. I have been working all morning on setting down dancers so we can move. The idea was to head over to Ostergard until the election was over. The Free Striders had some work for me there, but I overslept. And then I overestimate how long it would take to pack up. Dancer can be a bit grumpy when I'm reducing him. And then I forgot to check my watch and I was running late. I was right at the crossing when I heard the fireball and felt the rumble. And it was a fireball, I'm certain. That sound, I could identify it from miles away. The goblin grumbles. It happens, but it's damn convenient. Oh yes, I know. Why'd you hide them? She stares at you in silence. The girl folds her arms and then averts her gaze. I know what I am. Either someone was out to get me and the goods, or, she clenches her jaw, or there'd be a chance I'd get blamed for it. Pigs aren't exactly the most popular in these pods. Any pods, really. So I went to Rick's, I got a key to the Sphinx. So I slipped down the well, set up dancing, and figured I'd just hang out here a while until it all blew over. Not for the first time we're going into hiding, mind you. You do realize how... Yes, it's suspicious as all hells. I'm a clear suspect, and I'm telling you, I didn't do it. You can feel the age vanish from her as she pleads with you. I was supposed to die, then and there. For some reason, I didn't. Have you looked into why? Of course. The higgling sighs dramatically. The higgling sighs dramatically over her broom. The strings show nothing. Nothing but visions of smoke and iron. And that tea shop. The one thing they do show me is that you will believe me. I will? Yes, because you know I didn't have any gods be damned reason to blow up that tea shop. And whoever did it is still out there. You could take it or leave it. Now that you found me, I'm not going anywhere, I assure you. Smoke and iron? Smoke and iron. Tells me nothing. Clearly tells you nothing at all. Gods, what a mess you made, Pinchin. I guess I believe you. Thank you. And the higgling lets out a groan. The type that makes her appear more like an annoyed teenager than ancient wise Fabian. Just ask whatever you must. I will tell you everything I know. But I did not blow up the tea shop. Got some other questions now, but you better stick around Tolstad, just in case. Yeah, I will. She looks up to the side. I will. Can you read my fortune? Of course. While it's not my main source of income, some on-demand divining helps fill up the coffers quite nicely. Wait, do you need to spend money on? Do you even need money? How much for the divination? Normally, the component cost of a divination is 100 crowns, so I charge upwards of 300. Not too bad. I've seen witches charge upwards of 1,000. Material component costs for spells are fixed to a certain point. That means most currencies that contain a certain amount of precious material can be used directly for component costs and are not affected by inflation or deflation, up until the so-called material break. I could afford that. She chuckles and empties a pouch of coins on a nearby table. Don't worry, it's all in the house. She's not truly altruistic here. You could get one too, little buddy, if you please, she says and winks at Sneal. No thanks, I'm good. I can't wait to see what the cleric's fortune is. I kind of want to see as well. A hag, giving away fortunes for free. What have you gotten yourself into? That's very kind of you. The hag begins humming in a shrill note. It causes you to cease. Your muscles, they freeze, stirring, burning. Men seek pleasure, fools seek gold. Vain dreams in mortal flesh are told. Her words enter your ears smooth. The shack, it grows darker. Yet 'tis the old world stars with secrets deep that weave the fates while spirits sleep. She slams the table and the coins fly into the air. As they do, they begin to float, slowly, breaking apart into tiny chunks. The cost has been paid. What lies ahead, what paths unfold, for those who seek the power of old. By claw and fame, by stone and fire, grant me the sight of his desire. On her last word, the broken floating coins evaporate before the hag. She lets out a high-pitched crackle What a show. I've always loved that part. Anyways, you know how this works? No clue. Don't worry. It's pretty self-explanatory. She tosses out a glittering powder in the air. It illuminates several strings. Actual strings. Lux. Little dotting sparkles. The ley lines of yore. Think of the single question you want to ask, and I'll see what Destiny has to say about it. But first, I'll just take a look at your... Strange. The Hague frowns. What? Most people do not have so many strings of yore. Usually, I'd be able to read the outcome, one or two choices made within the next week or so of the average chat. But you have, oh gods, you have thousands of strings, each connecting to your body like lots of tendrils. I knew it. I've always been indecisive. Are you sure? Yes. Are you really? You're messing with me. Possibly. No, it's more like, I haven't read a cleric in a long while, but this is clearly... She stares wide at the strings before her and there. This is a divine connection. You're blessed, buddy. In what way? Have you experienced any esoteric events in the city lately? A ton. That might be why. The Haegling scoffs. Not sure how good of an answer I'll be able to decipher when your destiny is all tangled and frizzy like this. But I will try. Have your question be something specific, like an ask for the outcome or a goal or an event or activity. The closer in time, the better the answer. There's always danger to play with fate. True life is lived in the moment. Divining only from your heart and those around you. Divination is only input. Do not fear to ask anything. Viewing strings will not harm you. So what would you like to ask Destiny, buddy? Does this have to do with me falling in the river? No, your destiny has always been a knot. You know that in your soul. My question is, she leans in and turns her head. Why is my destiny so messy? Lisa closes her eyes and touches the strings in the air. They evaporate as she does. Some folk are born, some folk are made. Some folk rise above until the day they fade. There is a reckoning to come, a prophecy of blood. You are engaged with fate, a violent struggle in the mud. DC 99. Failure. The world rumbles. Death! 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 Your eyes see it. Your eyes see the Hague standing before you. Nothing but her mouth moving. The era has begun. The end has begun. The era has begun! She clears her throat. Your vision returns. You were affected by something. That's it. Bit of a weird one, but that is your fortune. Great. Got it. Thanks. You're welcome. As to the chaos of your strings, I will do some research. Really, it might simply be your biology. Some individuals are blessed, cursed, with all these kinds of esoteric might incite degeneracy. Who knows? You might just be a sorcerer yourself. Not too unlike us hags. She cackles wildly while making some notes in a little handybook. You are no lowly sorcerer. This connection of your strings is made by your own hand. You were not born this way. Your great genius is simply attracted them along the way. The esoteric does not care for your ego. There are many cases where ego itself manifests as the most powerful force in existence. Powerful, yes, but always destructive. Destruction is but a tool. It can be willed. It will be. Tell me about this divination magic of yours. Divination is not your strong suit. However, there is a logic at hand here, one you could untangle. The divination school of magic is the esoteric art of reading your strings, either to make deductions about the present or assumptions about the future. Do you go on? No, that's it, really. Her gaze lowers down, her bright eyes widening as she stares into the soup. Legend says Yora's realms is a bit special, though. Oh? What do you mean? Fate. She picks up a giant spoon to stir the pot. From antecipilian knowledge to extraplanar excursion, it is clear Yola made our world a bit different. If you believe those legends, then magic is supposed to be channeled through webs, interconnected ley lines, spun into the fabric of each material plane. Here our ley lines are more like little bumps, nodes, not so connected as much as they, well, bump into each other. Strings that, through time. That's one way to put it, yes, if you want to get all metaphysical about it. The practical outcome of this is, if you trust the accounts of arcanists who apparently went on excursions to other worlds, quite simply that, well, divination is powerful and difficult. Some would argue the most difficult to learn. And I'm not just tooting my own horn there, it's really tricky. They said the same at the towers, yeah. Good. Wouldn't want them spreading misinformation. The haggling tosses some tiny bones out over the cauldron. They fall and don't. You see them floating in place above the surface of the sludge. Knuckle bones. She cackles. Perhaps you'd like to attempt it yourself. Yes, let's do this. Good. Cleric would naturally find this fairly easy. I could also offer a bit of a bargain if you're interested. I'm in need of some resources. I imagine you could be able to get your hands on some. That sounds like a quest. Yes! Not exactly an epic quest, but you could call it a minor quest perhaps. I need 5 apples, 3 swamp extract, 2 cardamom treats, and a mall pie. Pronto. I'll get those for you right away. Actually, skip the apples and the swamp extract, and the cardamom treats. No need for that, it was just a craving. Just give me a mall pie if you can. But of course, if not, you can still try reading the bones on your own. I'd love to see if you can do it. I mean, we got +9. We might as well go for it. We did it. Oh my gosh, I want it so much. +15, that's crazy. You stare at the bones, but nothing. No insight, no esoteric understanding. They're just bones, unless... Close your eyes. Now reach forward, above them. Reach forward to the strings. You see or feel strings. They tangle around your bones, connecting with you and the hay. Ah, yes, the gory. Far above the bones, the strings appear to fade away, but they are far. That is fate. The bones read into the strings. Wheel in a whirl. Oh, yes? Open your eyes. You're met by the sight of the haggling doing a little dance. That's it. You can see it. Not many can learn so easily, Claire. Just got achievement, divination, and soup. At least it'll teach you some magic. I'm impressed. But something happened. What did I do? You got the vibes. That's what. Ooh, we gained a new item. She hands you a piece of torn paper with instructions on. Read the title aloud. Agori. It's no true divination, but it is of the divination school. Casting allows you to see an outcome in the near future. You'll either receive a weird or a woe. Good or a bad outcome? Yes! So you'll know that with a bit more certainty what your next action will result in. Of course, it sucks getting a woe. That means you'll most likely screw up on your next activity. But I suggest just getting out of the way in that case. Biting the bullet, so to speak. Sounds extreme. I'll try it out. Thank you for guiding me. No troubles. Just fun to see you touching the esoteric here. Make sure to read the instructions properly so you don't mess it up with a bad reading, okay? Okay. I don't need the knuckle bones or... Nah. This is just the fell tire method. My personal favorite. You could do it with something, weird or fancy. Some people like cards, others throw dots. And else one guy would cut off the heads of chickens and have them run around in a little makeshift arena. I think I've heard of that guy. What? Fairly sure it says it was in the papers. Fool friend. Yes! I believe he set up shop up in the Verdun somewhere. Terrible person. I hope he's dead by now. Anyhow, just flip a few coins or something. That'll work fine. Now if you don't mind, I've got some stuff to handle here. So unless you want me to make a wand for you, are we done here? Can you make me a wand? She sighs. That one's a real offer, you know. But... Go on. But I can make an exception if you run an errand for me. I'm out of lingonberries, and if you were to get me some, I'd gladly share a piece of my current brew to make you a temporary wand. Since you're so inclined into the octave now. Blasphemy. As long as it's not a hexing wand, then it would be sure lovely to will. I will get you some lingonberries. Great! If you do, I'll only need a handful, a dozen or so. Now the problem is the Tolstein markets were pretty much out last time I checked, and they probably won't get resupplied properly until next week. Might be frozen lingon to find around the city, but I can't guarantee it. So don't worry, I don't expect you to find any, but if you do, you know where to find me. Can't I pick some fresh berries? Sure, if you want to head out into the closest deep woods, which should be Trollskogen. But that's a full day's trip. Other than that, well, closest here would be Upper Hollow Ridge. I've already been there, down the coast path, right? Oh, you're full of surprises, Claire. Of course you've already been there. I already have some, actually. And then, what? Well, why do you say so? Just letting me go on about it. She tosses the berries into the cauldron, momentarily causing a green piece of sludge to fly up and then down again. Then Lisa walks over to her oven, taking a small piece of firewood, a twig from its creaking hatch. Creaking creak, wood wakes to feel. Haggling dips the tip of the twig. Murmur, shimmer, hearts on ceiling. She drops it in entirely, the liquid lighting up in a blinding fast. Touch it once, touch it twice, it knows what you conceal! Oh, cool. It's Wand of Empathy. An intense esoteric aura. Goosebumps. Not exactly ideal. The chaotic power of the Hag has barely stabilized within the wood. Alas, it will help some. You can already feel how it grants you insight. Lisa gives you one of her biggest cackles yet. One of my best yet. Only a minor wand, of course, but considering I pulled it out of my ass, you should be happy with these results. I'm very happy. Thank you. You're welcome, etc., etc. Now go enjoy your little toy, Claire, unless you want to become a hag or something. I could become a hag? No, that was a joke. Even if you didn't have so much penis, no grown person has ever become a hag. A good stable hag, at least. I think I understand. Good, because it's really not that complicated. She takes an iron ladle out from the oven area and starts to stir the pot once more. Now, if there's nothing else... What's up with the chicken leg house? Dancer! Pardon? It's his name. The hut is called Dancer. It was a gift from my mentor, but I joined my first mega coven. But we've been buddies for longer than that, ever since the Battle of Phazon. Dancer has been with me through it all. I see. When I travel, Dancer stays the size of an acorn in my pocket. Very convenient. Then I'll pop him up somewhere, run down apartment block, unkempt park, or convenient cabin like this. Very easy, very affordable. Pathwall, that's sturdy too. Wall shake. Calm down, Dancer. It was a compliment, she cackles. Anyhow. Is that smarter? Ah, so that's his name. Snail leans in and squints towards the tiny creature in an almost as tiny creature. Huh, want you to look at that? No worries, I'm not torturing him for fun. It's revenge, you see. Oh, well, that's okay, sarcastic. It's not even really torture. Just an induced state of dancing. It'll go away in a bit. He looks like he's having fun. The Haglin says, let me explain. Somehow he found his way down here and knocked on my door. Not so unlike yourself. And well, he tried stealing stuff in an overtly brazen way. Ah, I see there's a pattern emerging here. Less of a pattern and more like a fucking mosaic. But yeah, he's got some issues. She rolls her eyes. By the time I've told him to leave, he already stuffed his pants full of potions. So I'm making sure it doesn't happen again. I'm teaching him a lesson. Reinforced dancing etiquette. You make it sound so brutish. I'm really doing him a favor. How do you feel about Snail? Might be good for him, but I suppose we should advocate for his release. I mean, if you find the energy for him. Please let him go, Lisa. Fine. She raises a hand towards the cage. Flames open. Smarter Thangu. The moment she does, the tiny goblin is flung across the room towards the door. His body growing back to its original size, hitting the floor and the ground. Hitting the door and the ground. There he goes. Wait, what? What happened? It's okay, Smarter. You're free now. The normally empathetic companion says the words with no enthusiasm. I think you should, Suddenly the goblin screams. Pointing towards Lisa, he lets out that howling shriek with deep primal fear in his eyes. Hey! Smarter then springs up, twists the handle, smashes the door open, and runs out in the night. I hope you're happy. He won't come back here. Oh, really? Smarter ends in the wander hit the same place twice. You won't see him again. I swear. Alright, I'll take your word for it, goblin. She goes quiet and Lisa keeps stirring her pot. Anyhow. Getting a bit late, can I sleep with you? The Hag stares at you for several seconds. That's the way to do it, smooth. No, what? Why would you ever ask that? He doesn't mean it like that, I promise. Look over towards her cozy bed. Lisa falls again. Oh, you mean just sleeping? Still no. You're a weird person. My bed is mine. Only me and Sir Tribben. Get to sleep here. Obviously. Your companion turns to you and hisses, "Stop that. It's not okay." You're so sensitive. Can I have your spoon? My spoon? You want this old wooden spoon? This old wooden spoon that I use for my brewing, the one that has no special wondrous or magical attributes at all. I think you're underselling it, honestly. The Hague size. I won't stop you, but I prefer to keep it. Cool. So we'll leave. That was a long conversation, but a lot of great work. Got a new wand, which I'm very excited about. Let's go take a look at that. Wand of Empathy. +3 Charisma. I like that advantage against evil creatures. It's been really nice. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 rats, right? 4, yes. We need to find one more. Cool. Anything we can do with this guy now that we've talked to Lisa? Oh. Cool. The door is open now. But can we crawl back out this way? Because it is late. Very late. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take a break here. Got things to do. Hoping to finish recording this later. Oh, no way to climb out this way. So, perfect. You can see the whole survey from up here. I don't know why I thought there'd be a way out. So maybe since there was feather fall, maybe they'd give us something like fly or something to carry us out. Alas not, which is a-okay. We're gonna need to go pray anyways, update our information. Oh wait, no. We go this way. So we can get out of here. But yeah, once I find my way out of here again, I'm gonna take a little break. Because I need to get going. I'm going to a child's birthday party. Very excited for this kid to be turning older. One of my friend's kids. And then, yeah, hopefully tonight I'll be able to record the next part of this. But Sneal and I are going to sneak around a little bit more. I feel like we have a few more things to do tonight. And then we will... Well then, yeah, I'm going to have my character go to bed. Really need to get over to rob the place. Specifically, by the place, I mean No, too much reading. I love reading. So many basic manuals, arcanist histories, novels. Some will stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. Books taught you bookishly. Damn, Viscon's got a whole library here. Oh man, these all sound so cool. Gives you a weird look. We'll have to do slightly more important stuff to handle than we're reading, at least right now. Welcome back to this. Okay. Let's get up to the main area, and then we will figure it out from here next time. Okay, well thank you for joining me. This isn't going to be the end of the video. I'll be back in a second in your time. I'm not sure, either later tonight or tomorrow for me. Have an amazing day, y'all. We are back with the end of day 3, finally. Yeah, it's been about a week since I last played this, so I'm trying to remember exactly what I was doing. Oh, choose feat with the druid. Wow, I'm pretty sure I've had this unlocked for a long time. Oh no, choose feat. Never mind. Yeah. I was thinking it was, you know, that section where you finish a quest and then you pick out your feat. Okay, so it's night. There's a few different things I had to do. I'm gonna just pause this for a second, remind myself where I was at, and then go from there. Okay, there's a few things I remember now. Just going over the quest. So we need to go break into the Free Strider area in order to get the object behind the mirror for the Nationalists. Then we also need to go talk to the Sphinx alone after midnight, now that we have a key. And then there's that other area down below that we need to go explore, where we're continuing to look for the Paladin and continuing to see what is down there. Oh, I don't remember ever seeing her here at night. Let's chat with her. It is you! Let's see what she has to buy again. So, bone, dust, canisters, incense, dream patches are all nice. But, if anything, we'd want the helmet or the elven ointment, which we don't have enough for either of those right now. Cool. Alright, so let's start by heading to the Free Strider area. I think that's the easiest one to go to. We can come in, go down here, and just work our way over. So I'm gonna try to speed up some of this process. I know I have a lot of downtime in these videos. It's probably time to start working on editing and actually getting these organized, especially if it's something I'm gonna keep on doing. So I'm gonna try that here. Ideally, when you watch this video, this part will be cut out and you'll just see me at the house. Okay, we're by the house. Let's see if we can go on in. It might be locked because it's night, or it's not. And Vera is still here. Is she ever not here? Cleric. I'm working late today, as you can see. She gives you her trademark smile. Though I do that almost every day, if you can believe it. We're definitely not talking about the printing press. Who's Lisa again? I spoke with Lisa. She drops her empty expression, gives you a relieved sigh. She's a good one. Where is she hiding? I'm not gonna tell you. It's a secret. She nods. Yes, better if it stays between you. Good job on locating her. It must have been hard. I hope you found what you were looking for. I did, and I've got questions for you. Don't worry, I'll answer. We sent Lisa to deal with the potential customer of the AR, but luckily, she was not caught in the blast. She wasn't even there. Did you know about the meeting? I had some intel, of course. We'd been in contact with this information broker before, but we were cautious. She was connected with both Ilum and Asgal radicals, a scary combo. And considering the nature of her contact with us in our previous talks, my guess is she was trying to escape. Lisa missed the meeting. Yes, I was aware. Apologies for not telling you earlier. I must have slipped my mind. But from what I know, she's telling the truth. She was late to the meeting by a few minutes, and that saved her life. Well, isn't life strange sometimes? Something the Free Striders could assist with, possibly. Depends entirely on her bargaining. An escape in exchange for an artifact. Too bad it didn't work out. What else do you know about the broker? Never saw her face. Don't know her name. Heard Lisa was a friend of hers a while back. I don't deal in gossip too much, so I don't know why they had a falling out. But that's it. The elf is dead. She nods slowly. I suspected as much. Of course, I know explicit knowledge, so don't think I was trying to hide anything from you, Cleric. But I'm truly horrified of this outcome. Tell me what you know, then. She was an Ilum elf who sold information on her friends. We bought info on the Asgals from her in the past. A treacherous little lynx. That's the impression I got, never having actually met her. But I'm sure she was very persuasive and charming. Spies usually are. If it were up to me, she would not have gotten close to getting a meeting with her organization. But alas, that's all you know? I'm afraid so. My suggestion to you would be to speak with the Asgals. They should know more if you can get them to squawk. You know how charming I am. It'll be easy. Of course, Cleric. She nods and looks at the watch. They were meeting to trade an artifact. Do you know what kind? No. They were vague, which usually means it's a scam. But in this case, I think it was possibly a very dangerous item. One of the Ascania Reeds would want to get their hands on for both monetary reasons, but also in the name of Norvegian safety. Why do you think it was dangerous? She gives a soft laugh. Because of what they called it. Whenever someone uses the term artifact instead of magic items, they usually are. That's all about Lisa, for now. I met Meridoc Moonwatch downstairs. Where was he? Down below. Below? All the way down on the Under Hollow Ridge. He was captured by a troll. She groans, walking over the desk. Of course he was. He's in one piece, I take it? More or less. Great. You see, our dear Moonwatch Prince came to visit us a few days ago. He journeyed for the election, yes. From what I understand, it was also to seek out the ruins below his city for his research. No wonder he ended up in trouble. Here, for your service to the revolution. Let's keep this on the down low, shall we? She opens her mouth and thinks for a moment before clarifying. That means, do not talk about how one of our most pretentious celebrities almost got eaten by a troll, okay? Got it. Good. A grin and a waltz towards you later. A grin and a waltz towards you later. The orc leans in near your helmed face. Now tell me, did you actually fight the troll? Then to Sneal, did you? Goblin lets out a sigh. Sneal shot him in the eyes. I was back up. That was very impressive nonetheless. A quick laugh, and then she returns to her desk to look over a document. I'll have to speak with Moonwatch about it later. Whatever he chooses to grace us with his presence once again. Once more, I must say I'm very grateful to have had you, Claire. Thank you. Sorry, it is very hot in here. I'm just turning down our heat using nap here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you, citizen. Okay, well, not sure if I'm ever going to get this letter. I don't, because I can't just try to trifle it, sadly. Otherwise, I'd give it a roll of the die, if you will. So in that case, let's go drop off Sneal, and then we'll go try to solve the problem. Or, not the problem, the riddle with the Sphinx. Oh, is the bookshop open right now? The hatch on the door swings open. Hey-oh! A pair of yellow piercing eyes gaze at you from beyond a veil of bushy feathers. From the Free Striders next door. I see I've heard of this. You'll be considered. Anything else? Thank you for your time. Oh, wait. I want to ask you see if you'll come with me. You want to go for a drink at the tavern? No. Are you a scholar? Oh, you're interested in the arts. I'd love to hear more about you. An Alcan in Norvik is not so common. I was trained in the knowledge, back in the Three Wings. I know many things. But no time to talk or share. Busy. If you want scholarly teachings, go speak with my neighbor upstairs. That gnome never stops talking. Oh, Snur? He's not a gnome, he's a halfling. You know him. Good. And I will not learn the differences between gnomes and halflings for the same reason you people will call my kind bird folk, clumping us together with the foul feathers of the darker bands. Racism. Logic. Sounds kind of petty. Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, let's go drop off Sneal, and then go solve the riddle. Or try to solve the riddle. We'll have to pass some time, because it needs to be after midnight. So, I might just do, like, 2 short rests. Ooh. Is there anything over here? Because we do have time we could kill. But I don't want to continue downward until we do a long rest. I want to go with our full spell slots ready to go, in case we come across anything. I believe this is his house. Nope, this is not his house. I can't believe we haven't had to use knock yet to enter a room. Probably just found the spell too late. Okay, Sneal, I'm gonna leave you here. See you later, buddy. I'll chill here for a bit. Okay, cool. Thanks for the talk. See ya. Oh, okay. You stay home, buddy. It's getting late. Let's split up. I don't think so. Oh, okay. Good. Let's go. What are we trying to do even, buddy? It's nighttime. It's so late. Alright, let's see what we've done over here. There's something new. Easy riddle. Yeah, we need to find... I can't remember what the riddle is. If you solve it, you'll gain access to her vault. She said something about the 3 types of spells, so I'm guessing we'll have to do some spell casting. Figure that out. One of these quests moved along a little bit, but I don't remember which one that does. Oh yeah, it's this one. Veer explained their deal with the elven broker Lisa, contractor, was sent to handle it. Okay, so we gotta keep exploring the elf. Ooh, we got some new inventory. Nothing too exciting. Okay, man, what do you think I'm gonna even do without you? Fine. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just keep... No, you know, I'm dropping you off. I don't care, Sneal. This is what I remember doing. I'm gonna drop you off. I'm gonna rest some. We'll go from there. Just for now, I got stuff to handle. So, now what? Come stand around the garden until you pick me up? Dude, it's nighttime. What are you thinking? It's 10:40, 22. Okay, you know what? Okay. You know what? Let's see what you want to do. About the rain? No, what should we do today? Alright. Good question. We have food good clues if you ask me. Number 1 would be the testimony of Star Witness itself. Look, I know you're all in on the idea of following on this esoteric mystery of the smoking invisible man, but just focus on preparing yourself first. I have a feeling this could end up right in the shitter if we act too rashly. That's right, the invisible man at the top. That's what we're going to the top for. No, I wanna go talk to... Oh, fuck it, let's just do it. I can handle an Aisling Sneal, don't you worry. Confidence is key, I suppose. He scratches his nose and looks up. Though, also, this is the clearest clue we've got. Obviously, someone fled from the tea shop into the pillar. I don't think Meridoc is the type to even give a shit enough to lie about something like that. So, fuck it. Let's see how far we get. Let's go into the pillar. You know, fine. You've convinced me. Let's try to go into the pillar. We only got like 2 spell slots. Who cares, right? Sneal won't go to sleep. 10:50. I mean, I'm not a night owl like that. I'm like, okay, it's time to read a book. It's time to go to bed. But not this guy. This guy's doing his own thing. He's speaking to you. Touch the pillar. Yeah, let's go to the top. Let's travel to Tolstead. Woohoo, we made it. Traveling through time. Well, through space, not through time. My bad. Yeah. 22, let's try to enter. Here we go. 2 spell slots, we call it good. He is speaking to you. Touch the pillar. Begin the process of entering the pillar of yours. Standing here at the pillar, you realize your goal is close. The quest is near finish. You do not have a method to enter this esoteric relic, not yet. Visca mentioned that I should find a scroll of astral projection. That's very correct. It is time for you to find one. It should not be too difficult. Right, I'll have to look around. Okay, you know, Sneal, go away. We're done. We are done. Go home. Cleric, I've been assigned by Lady Sageleaf herself to watch over these proceedings. The halfway tribe has a vested interest in keeping this secret. She absolutely does not trust you to handle this yourself, but if you're insisting on it, I'll come pick you up later, okay? Fine. Your goblin companion slips away. You now stand alone. Let's do a short rest. Get a spell slot back. Looking over memorized spells. I guess I think we get a spell slot back. Managed to restore 1 second level speed. Hell yeah. Let's open a second level. Unlocked all ability checks. Hell yeah. Okay, we still need to kill a little bit more time. We got 53. Let's just, let's talk to her. Then we'll go check out the Sphinx. Nice tent. Thank you. It's an old rig and a stick. Priceless. That's a mean thing to call your gargoyle. Ha! Very funny, warrior. I'm sure Fleur agrees. So, do you have a license to sell wares here? Yes, I got it approved this forenoon. Not the best bureaucracy I've encountered around the coast, but certainly not the slowest. If you can't handle the cold, you should not be an Ascani. She gives you a mocking laugh. I hail from this Sakari Illumitan, what you call the Wind Crack Mountains. I've known cold. I'm birthed from it. But I'd say you are insane to not prefer the more temperate bands. Some parts of reeds are positively acceptable at all times of the year. That sounds insane. I love the cold. Take a deep breath. Well, there is something nostalgic about it for me. But no, you're insane, she says, and gives you a wide smirk. What are you voting for in the election? I heard there was an election going on. I am lucky to have arrived at such an exciting time. So, what are you voting for? I've only just arrived, warrior. Now I visit Norvik a few times before, but I do not believe that constitutes for me receiving voting rights, does it? But if you did, what would you vote for? I'd vote for the Asgalis, I think. I admire the spirit of cooperation I've seen between human and dwarf. Sometimes I wish more people in my homeland shared the same values. We'll be sure to spread Asgalism far and wide once we win the election. Why do you call yourself warrior? That is what you are, is it not? It might be a bad translation. Do you prefer Dreamweaver? Or perhaps Holy Boy? Dreamweaver sounds awesome. Well, it's very hard to say it on my end, so I will stick with the warrior. Thank you, merchant. Alright, let's go see if we can figure out this quest. It's after midnight. Everything should be closed now. And we'll ask her about the quest. The only thing I recall is she did mention the 3 schools of spells that we've learned and have managed to master, if I remember right. We have Divinity. We have... What else do we got? Dude, what are you still doing here? The hooded goblin glances at you as you approach. He appears to not enjoy your company. Glass him? I'm not gonna glass you, man. Oops. Okay, I thought no one was here after midnight. Let's chit-chat. The Sphinx takes a sip of her barrel wine. Little one? Looks right through you. Can you tell me the riddle again? She chuckles. As many times as you want, cleric. Found within the arcane flare, twin tons of flame that scorch the air. Tons, a 3rd level divination spell. It grants the target the ability to understand all languages and for the target's speech to be understood by any sentient listener. Well, we have comprehend language. Burrow deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Folk and gods in thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his words. So we have divine, tied with words, primal, linked to worth, arcane flare. Maybe we will just rest. Can you come up here and check out the door at all? Is there anything else we can interact with? Oh, what's this? Can I not interact with that separately? Do you just want to see my spells? Can I just cast them around here? Okay. Nothing new secrets. No dancing lights. No reason to cast these. Don't need healing. Park skin, you want to see that? See, I got primal now. Can you give me a hint about the riddle? A hint? You dare stand before a sphinx and act like a hint? What, is this some kind of social taboo? She puts down her barrel of wine and leans in. You can ask questions, but no. You do not get a hint. Okay, so we have to do something with her probably. Trial and error. Not the most silly tactic I've seen over the years. She shrugs again, her cat's shoulders sliding smoothly up and down. She is attempting to appear mysterious. Do all ancient esoteric anticipilian creatures act like this? How disappointing. She must be corrupted by these modern times. Do I cast them on her? Can I cast, like, bless? Oh, no. Nope, because these are all just on myself. Maybe when I talk to her? Let's see. So, we can't cast our we can't cast our cantrips right now. So divine. We should tell us what school this is in. Bless. So it keeps doing this. I wonder if I just have to cast all the right spells. Just kind of trying trial and error here. Okay, I already did those. Okay, nope. I don't know what I'm doing here. I need to think on that. Maybe I mean my level 3 one. Let's go check out the question tree for the riddle. Is the riddle in here? Golden line. Riddle. I'm not sure if the riddle is actually part of this. Huh, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go rest. I keep sticking in here and coming back here, but let's rest, keep exploring. Perhaps that will lead us to the answers we need. Then we get to run around with the angel more, which is always a joy. So off to bed. Okay, I'm gonna pause this here and then I'll restart it once we actually make it to bed. Be right back. Okay, sorry guys. I was gonna, restart it when I got back and slept, but it turns out I'm being attacked now. And I just wasted a bunch of stuff, so good thing I have protection from good and evil. And I'm alone, so Assassin probably thinks they have a good chance, and they might. Let's see how this plays out. Masked Assassin. You hear footsteps coming up from behind. What? An ambush? Your body tenses. Do not falter. Oh, natural 20 on that initiative. That's what we need. Hell yeah. Alone. They were waiting for Sneal to leave. You've got the upper hand. Okay, let's try Wisdom, because that's what we've been focusing on. Try to understand your attacker. We aced it. Hell yeah. You focus on their movement. The attack is decisive, yet the person's not trained. They carry all this magical gear, but their movement. Watch the assassin step forward. You see, they are almost stumbling forward, and the hands are shaking. He's a newbie? A weakling, huh? Don't let this guy get away. You can see through the attack. The magical dagger aimed at your chest. Huh? Damn, 10 damage. It lands, piercing the chainmail, steel into flesh. Just a little blood. It'll be fine. Don't stop. The bastard sure won't. You must destroy the attacker. You miss Sneal. Yes, I do. They crawl up in a ball and scream. Wonderful. You understand the attacker, scare him away, punch the attacker. You see through their moves. Let's go for that. Okay, take it. You swing your fist forward, making contact with the attacker. In the face! Take that, asshole! He stumbles backwards, grunting to himself. Before, you watch as the attacker falls, his slender body tumbling backwards. The grassy and rough dirt gets stuck by the rapidly excelling rolling assassin going down the hill. Your eyes follow the descent as the attacker disappears, like a running sack of apples. into the roller mill ruins. By the time you reach the ruins, the shadowy figure scrambles to reach the edge. You follow it real quick, but the bastard jumps in the water. Holy shit. You lean out, glancing down the river. You see nothing, only night and waves. The assassin is gone, along with any evidence of wrongdoing. How horrific. Someone's really trying to kill you. Apart from the wounds you sustained, of course. You can't let him get the upper hand like this. You gotta be alert, like faster. There's something strange about this. That was no killer. It felt like a mistake. All of it. Of course it was a mistake. They were trying to kill the cleric. You'll have to be stronger next time in order to capture this foolish spellcaster. This has to be connected with the tea shop, right? Do not be so hasty to make connections. You'll have to find out more. Try speaking with the assassin next time. Find out why they're trying so hard to hurt you. I'll get him next time. Good attitude. You can try. Okay. Let's go to sleep now after being ambushed. It actually went fairly smooth. Much more smooth than usually it is with Sneal. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The hell are you? Warden. Corval. Okay. Let's try to behold him. It is an elf. An elf of Ilum. His eyes are dark with the knowledge of your doom. You feel fear. Tervedis Ilhiminen. Elvish. An esoteric aura. Elven aura. Hello, elf. Haivat Tavat gives you a smile. Oh. What do you mean there's no reason to cast this? I want to speak Elvish? Come on. He's speaking about you in Elvish despite knowing that you don't. If he knows Common, then it's an audience of one. This doesn't typically spell kindness. I am Colvero La Malalan, Warden of Outreach. You are the cleric to whom I owe an apology. Huh. Not again. You always mess up stuff. What did I do this time? What? No. No, wait. No, wait. I'm here to apologize. To you. Oh, why? He holds his chin up high. His cheeks are covered in swirling patterns. You see the Esso markings upon his skin, symbols of his empire in the forest. It appears some of Ilham's issues have spread into your fine city. You have been stuck dealing with these issues for quite some time. On behalf of the Mendor, I sincerely express our regret. We had a Capellian Elementi, a renegade, among our ranks. A certain member of the court I'm sorry, I can never seem to get that right. Is it who ended up betraying us, or who ended up betraying us? Who is a subject? Whom is an object? That isn't hard. Who? Good. Thank you. Who betrayed us? Her name is Penja Athena. She surprised us all. I apologize on her behalf for causing this trouble. So you're saying that Penja blew up the tea shop? Yes, I believe so. How? I've asked myself that very question, but sadly, I do not have that information. So you're just assuming she did it? When I heard her passing inside the tea shop, yes. Are you some type of ambassador for Ilum? He gives you a smile. Ilum does not deploy ambassadors to foreign lands. It is beneath her legacy. As outreach warden, I perform diplomacy. Functionality the same. Haughtiness for the sake of haughtiness. How could that not annoy you? The elves are too proud for their own good. The tendrils of Ilum reach far and wide. Why talk to me here, like this? I rushed here as soon as word reached me. An Ilum elf does not typically show up dead in a Novekian tea shop after all. And I must leave soon, so do not assume to find me here in the future. What are you voting for in the election? I am not a citizen of Norvik, Ilham. Your democratic experiment is yours to handle on your own. I'm voting for the Asgelis, and perhaps with their victory there will be a way to extend brotherhood to the elves in time. You have become a prominent figurehead for Asgelis thinkers. Oh, wow. Ah. Very well. Best of luck. You didn't come here to apologize, did you? No. I primarily came here all this way to give you a warning. To give your city a warning. What kind of warning? Penja Athena was the head of an organization with one goal. Destabilizing Norvik and its populace. The scoundrels. If she was in such a position of power, why did she blow up? What? That doesn't make any sense. Her treachery was impressive. Jaw-dropping even. It is a shadowy organization, so I don't know that much. Except that she was planning on exacting a horrendous esoteric attack on Election Day. All of it could bring to ruin this wonderful city. Can you imagine if she had succeeded? How many lives would have been lost? Terrible. Just terrible. He's claiming the explosion was not meant for the tea shop. It was meant for the secret tunnel underneath the temple, where the election is held on Tolstead, a threat to the city. I'm assuming the explosion occurred earlier than she anticipated, to our fortune. To all our fortunes. He is lying through his sharp clipped teeth. No, too clean. This doesn't add up. There's much I too do not know. I apologize for that much. The elf swings his cloak around, facing the river. Now, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Absurd! He came all this way to tell you he doesn't have much time? He's just done what he came to do. He's established the party line, covered his tracks. He glances over the river. Why should I believe anything you tell me? Implicit, he says and gives you a smile. A condescending smirk played as a friendly smile. We have a saying among the outreach court. It translates into something like, dragon servants do not know. They simply feel. They have vast, or perhaps a gut feeling would be the correct way to phrase it. The elf's words soften the stone in your stomach. Your gut must tell you I am on your side. He's very good at this. But he's lying through his teeth. Trust your gut. There's too much wiggle room in the man's words. He thinks he can charm his way through the gaps. You're not going anywhere. I'm taking you to the dungeon. Ha! His demeanor changes instantly. He's openly hostile now. He thought that was funny? You were trying to be scary. You amuse me, Eamon. I will take my leave now. You're not leaving the city before I have some answers. Start encounter. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, I am. I have one spell. You know you choose to die, Eamon. Maybe. Time to act. Okay, at least we can go first. The elf watches you carefully, actively. He's planning. Elves are stronger than they look. Be wary. Start acting. Now's your chance. Make him stay. He's pretty far away. If you get closer to him, grabbing him will be a lot easier. You can intimidate him into giving himself up. Let's try to grapple him. No, we were so close. You're quite far away from the elf, and he's at his full strength. But no matter. You'll do this with raw power. You walk straight up to the elf and reach out with both hands. As you lift your arms, he steps inside your range and gives you a hard shove. Sit down, dog. You stagger backwards, forced to use your arms to steady yourself. But you do not sit. I am not going to sit down. I don't want to. That's right. Minor victory. The elf pulls a leaf from his sleeve and speaks in a voice as clear as chilled water. Cascade of Silver light crashes down on you, tearing in your body. Try to mitigate the pain. You grit your teeth as you turn your shoulder into the light. The pain lances through your arm. It's bad, but it could have been much worse. This is a serious fight, life or death. You cannot let this continue. Make him submit. You can make this easier for yourself. Get closer. Nice! Okay, we did it. We did it. You leap the remaining distance between you and the elf in one bound, easily grab him by the throat. But he's able to squirm under your grab. Oh no, you don't. Push him down. He starts to fall backwards, but his foot hooks yours and you fall too. Good. And down. No, hold tight. Let go! Let go! Kicks you in the face. You eat kicks like that for breakfast. So your plan is to hold his feet while he kicks your head? No, don't let him kick you. Silvery mist appears around the both of you as he begins to say something else under his breath, but then, poof. They slip off his feet. Only mist remains where the elf was as you collapse to the ground with his boots. Misty step, where? You glance around and spot the swirl of his cloak. He's teleported across the gap and is scampering away with his bare feet hitting the ground. With the elf gone, you admire your new footwear acquisition. A good prize in your elvish hunt. That will do. Such a nice elf. Whatever he's doing, it's clearly to avert blame from himself onto the dead elf. Who knows? Why did the elf come talk to you? He could have spoken with anyone in the city. So strange. Clearly, this warden appears to distance himself from the situation. Logically, that means he's more guilty than he lets on. Okay. What a interesting end of the night. Oh. Not here. Should we read a book? Let's read a book. I don't think we ever went through these books. Oh yeah, we went through Meridoc Moonwatch. Let's open Humans, A Brief History. History by scholar Tim Alamekon. It is marked as official goods of Bronze Banner University. It was printed here in Norvik on the last year of the Arcane Era 511. That is 28 years ago. Don't I know this history already? The book does not have an opinion. Skim through it. The first chapters regale a story of humans entering Yor, along with various origins that have been discovered. Most humans who arrived in Old Demonor came as dragon servants during the later stages of Fate Era. Although the book also goes into the modern refocus on attempting to avoid the clear anti-dragon biases that infused all historical documents on the topics. Humans were brought to Yor from various outer worlds as workers, fodder, soldiers, and worshippers. Some were made to live in glorified internment camps. Some lived as loyal subjects in royal halls. The stories of early humans' existence on Yor are as varied as those of today. We were slaves, yes, but each dragon was a different master. It then spends a full chapter going over the Draconic Civil War during the Divine Era and the resulting rise of Doug Dolan Dem. Skip ahead. You arrive at the Coast War. Its destructive quality impacted human civilizations as much as it did the coast itself. In short, as the Arcanist rose to ever greater power, humans journeyed into Old Demonor during the Great Consolidation. An offer of power and wealth to all men, no matter your background, was attractive to say the least. At its end, approximately 90% of all humans were wiped out. Only a few cluster of offshoot communities survived the onslaught. The book contains a solemn list of those human cultures that were fully destroyed in various curses, void bombs, and intra-human genocides. The greatest tragedy throughout history. Stare at the list and move on. In its final chapters, the book switches topics to instead focus on the various humans who are still identified as unique phenotypes within the human folk type. Some smaller groups across the coast have no clear lineage to draconic slavery, but whether that is due to some other origin is unknown. Those who survived the Coast War. Whew! That's a lot. Let's look at the Lombard. The Garian humans of Vorgeni. Many formed entire cities on the floating hills and are known for their shamanistic cultural practices and great primal spellcasters. They are described in the book as tall, having intermingled with the local giants, on either white or black hair, prominent nasal features, and a distinct tan freckled skin. A major portion of the land bars were forcibly drafted during the late stage of the Coast War, and it destroyed their demographics, despite the war itself never reaching the far inland country. Today, we are slowly recovering, and on the fence between industrialization and keeping to their agrarian roots. Japanese. An almost mythical human peoples of the secretive realm of Yen, the so-called Japanese, have been a popular topic of fiction since their discovery in the early mid-Arcane era. The book explains how rare it is to see one of their fabled ambassadors travel across the coast, but so far, due to the magically isolating nature of their kingdom, not much is known of their nature. Interesting. How about the Serfs? Typically stoic and red-haired humans who serve the great Tislan Downer and Western Demonor. Most famously, both Callum Demonori and Doug Dolan Dim originate from this culture. This book also mentions that this phenotype could be found in most surviving human populations along the coast today, due to the prominence in the early Arcane era. You are approximately 1/10 Serf. How about the chapter on Yanzu? Known as the greatest human warriors of the Fade era, these humans were known to inhabit both Deveni Torum and parts of northern Ascani during the service of the Red Dragon Esuth, also known as Men of Fire and River. Although the book laments the lost spelling of their original name, which seems to originate in the same tongue as the Owlfolk of Deveni Torum. During the Great Consolidation, all these humans were either left their original homes or were first forced out by celestials, dwarfs, elves, trolls, and more. They are described in the book as short, dark-haired, with various skin hues. Historical documents seem to indicate that those of fire and those of river were two entirely separate people, who have been clumped together over time due to their similar facial features, although records indicate the two might come from entirely different origin worlds. How about the people of the mountain? These are the followers of the Golden Horde, a vast group of humans who live upon the Holy Mountain. While secretive, they have become less isolated during the last few decades of celestial expansion and can today be found on rare occasions in various cities across the coast. They are described as dark-skinned, with black or white hair, and eyes that indicate their positions of hierarchy among their kind. No pupils mean they are an attendant, glowing eyes mean they are a gate lord, and dark eyes that indicate they hold a lower placement upon the slope. How about the Yorfolk? That's us. Pale, generally brown-haired, and tall humans, whom the book makes clear were a very tiny minority among the many people of Old Demonor. They originally appeared to have served a dragon named Bellum, but no historical sources exist of that name, beyond the oral traditions of the tribe itself. The only thing that makes the Yorfolk unique is their experiences on shipbuilding, and their choice to flee their homeland before a curse bomb ruined it forever. These people went west and conquered Ascani thanks to the god Yorth, which the book does not go into detail about and instead points towards many other sources. Today, Yorfolk account to around a quarter of the entire human population of Yor. How about the Tuolania? A small religious human people who thrive within the heartlands of Hixi. They are sometimes called the Great Human Hunters. While few in number due to their constant struggle against demonic forces, as all people of High Z are prone to do, the Tolania live within a sacred spire on the eastern Grand Mesa. They are described as tan, tall, and famously naturally attuned with primal forces. Some compare them with Agarian Landbar, but some sources indicate they are very different in both origin and cultural practices. They do not struggle with demons. Demons struggle with them. Abaldani. Sometimes called the Blades of Blood City Bay, these humans live across the white plains and sands deep inland of the Fell Tyre. They are rare among the coast, and are described as looking similar to the people of the mountain, dark-skinned and stout, with clear red eyes and broad noses. Famously, they run several of the greatest forges on the coast, having earned them the name throughout many of the Fell Tyr's most dire conflicts, purely as arms dealers. The chapter explains how their expertise with guns especially brought them notoriety during the Coast War, until the Powder Curse, that is. And the Demonorians, the pale, dark-haired, and stereotypically gaunt humans who serve the great Mad Drake Elganoth. within the plains of Inner Demonor. They spawn many of the original Arcanists, and make up a large portion of the surviving Reedsian human population. Imagine Viscan. That is your typical Demonorian. Put the book back in the pile. Cool. Okay, let's go to sleep. Let's take a long rest. As you fall into the softness of the bedroom and this tiny tower, you feel tired. The kind of tired sleep won't fix, oh no. And poor drummer, trying to ship himself off into the unknown. Hopefully he'll fare better in some far-off city. Good move sending him away. Then there's the question of the elf. This was supposed to be a simple job. No casualties, no pressure, just some angry goblins and a ruined tea shop. Now it appears to be anything but. Then there's the hag. Lisa's suspicious, but beyond her natural hagness, nothing seems to point in her direction. You really worked your ass off for that revolution. Then you even managed to do exactly what Vera wanted, and that talk with the ambassador. She's lucky to have you. A true free strider and what you are, working so hard for the revolution. You know well, a bright future awaits in this new Norvik. Finally, your star witness, Meridoc Moonwatch. He told you about his sighting of this invisible smoking man. Someone who managed to enter the pillar of yore. You know you must follow. It's time to finish the job. Will you be able to complete this quest of yours? I think so. We got 2 more days. That is where you will find your answers. Answers within the strings. Sorry, I got a cat here who keeps crawling on the desk looking for food. Even though there's no food up here. But it is almost dinner time for her. And with that, I'm going to bring this video to an end. We are now entering day 4. Oh, we'll read this first though. 2 days remaining. I'm starting to get used to this tower. Home. A real man needs nothing more than a bedroll and some old planks and a hole-filled tower that keeps swaying in the wind. Yes. Let's start our day. Okay, so I'm going to save here. Be back. Hopefully not a week from now like it was for this last video. Thank you all for watching. You're the best. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful evening, night, day, whenever it is that you're watching this.